Troy. Cast includes narrator Maddie Shapiro and Anna Smythe, Odysseus Doug Andrade, Sinan Caitlin Dennehy. Trojan soldiers are a variety of characters from 6th period, but Jimmy Ledoux and Adam Reed have speaking parts. King Priam, Josh Gagnon, Leia Kuhn, Violet Buchanan, Helen, Scarlett Stanley. Greek soldiers, a variety of students from 6th period as well. Willem Fromey has a speaking part, and the snake, Chris Locke. Enjoy the show.
There is a legend 28 centuries old that tells of a queen who betrayed her king and the warrior he called upon to lead a war for vengeance. If love is worth fighting for, it has known no greater battle than this.
Let's start near the end. After 10 bloody years of fighting, the Greeks still hadn't captured the faraway city of Troy. They had been fighting Troy to win back Helen, said to be the world's most beautiful woman, who had been taken away from her Greek husband by a Trojan prince.
The Greeks had lost some of their best fighters in the battle, including a great warrior named Achilles. After 10 years, they still hadn't gone much further than where they first landed on the beach. They were tired, homesick, and ready to give up.
That's right. Only Commander Odysseus, most clever of the Greeks, wasn't willing to quit. He just kept planning and plotting.
There must be something we haven't tried. We've attacked and attacked, but we've never made headway.
What we need is for someone on the inside to open the city gates and just let us in. Ha! Imagine that. Walking right into Troy? Now that would be something.
But that's it. We'll get inside and open the gates.
Are you crazy? Haven't we been trying to do that for 10 years? Nothing has worked, remember? Let's go home while we still can.
But what if we somehow got a handful of soldiers inside Troy? Say they're on a boss. They can sneak out at night and open the gates. We conquer the city in 10 minutes.
Yeah, right. And if I were Athena, I'd fly. How are you going to get a box full of soldiers past the Trojan guards?
I've got an idea. We'll make a huge wooden horse and because a great statue that can hold so 20 soldiers can fit inside. The Trojans won't know that's also level beside.
And I suppose you just happen to have one of these giant horses.
No, but you possess our you can make a horse that can definitely make this horse. Athena can inspire him if he needs help.
All right, then what?
We leave a gigantic horse on the beach. They'll think that's an offering we made to the gods. That'll make them open up their gates, pull it right inside Troy. Then when they give us a signal, we'll march right in.
But where will our armies be?
We'll talk about the troops and lead, only they won't really lead. We'll just stay out of sight. And when they give us a signal, we'll march right in.
All right, but the Trojans aren't done. After 10 years of fighting us, aren't they going to be mighty suspicious?
Last of you coming.
Me?
Weeks later, the Trojans awoke to a very strange sound. Silence.
The Trojan lookouts climbed to the post on top of the walled city to see what was happening in the Greek camp. They were shocked. The Greek soldiers had disappeared. The ground was covered with empty tents, broken weapons, and other gear the Greeks had left behind. Above all this garbage stood a huge horse.
The horse was wooden and almost as tall as the gates of Troy. It stood proudly and silently, as if it wanted to challenge the Trojans one more time.
When the Trojan people heard that the Greeks had gone, they started celebrating.
The war is over. We've won after all these years. 3 cheers for the boys in bronze.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Let's make sure this isn't just a trick. Real good. You, I, and a party of warriors will go down and see the Greeks really have gone.
The Trojans walked onto the shore where the Greeks had made their camp. Everywhere the Trojans found memories of fierce battles that had been fought and the heroes who had taken up arms.
Look, that's camp. And over there, that's Achilles' camp.
But what everyone wanted to see was the giant wooden horse.
What just leave behind.
Whatever it is, I don't like it. I've never trusted the Greeks, and I'm not going to start now. Let's burn the horse. It'll make a great bonfire.
Following the fortune teller's orders, soldiers collected wood and piled it under the horse. Leopold was just about to throw a torch on the pile and start the blaze when a Trojan soldier appeared.
Wait, you just arrested a prisoner.
Who are you? Where are the rest of your men? Tell us soon, for the points of our swords.
There's no need to threaten me. I'll gladly tell you everything you want to know about my rotten countrymen. I hope I get this right, or Odysseus will kill me.
Are you a traitor?
No, I'm a survivor. Thank goodness you found me. The Greek fortune tellers told them they would never win the war because Athena, the goddess of wisdom, was mad at them. The best thing to do, they said, was to make a human sacrifice to Athena and then go home. I was sure to be the sacrifice, but I escaped.
A likely story? Then what about this big horse?
It was meant to be a gift for Athena, too.
Why did you make it so big?
She wouldn't be able to move into your city. They didn't want you to get the credit and good luck from Athena.
Ha! We'll show them. Pull this big horse right into their city. Next to Athena's temple.
No, Your Highness, don't do it. Something feels bad here. I don't trust the Greeks, even when they bring gifts. Let's destroy the horse and kill the prisoner.
Just then, a strange and horrible thing happened. Two huge snakes reared out of the ocean surface and raced toward the man standing on the beach. Before Laocoon could say another word, the serpent wrapped himself around her. As the other Trojans looked on in horror, the serpent squeezed her to death, then slithered off toward Athena's temple in the city.
Athena must have sent those snakes as a sign. Let's hear no more doubts. Take the horse into the city.
But Priam was wrong. Athena hadn't sent those serpents. Poseidon, the sea god who loved the Greeks, had sent those snakes to help Odysseus' plot.
With great effort, the Trojans dragged the horse into the city. Priam declared a citywide celebration.
Celebration!
He opened the special storehouses that were locked up during the war. All Trojans, young and old, ate and took their fill for the first time in years.
Inside the horse, Odysseus and the other Greek soldiers heard the Trojans singing and dancing and waited for their chance.
Hours later, as the party was ending, Priam brought Helen to the horse.
Remember that the whole Trojan War had started over Helen, who had been taken away from her home in Greece and kept in Troy. While she was in Troy, she became very friendly with the Trojans. Sometimes it was difficult to say whose side she was on.
Helen, you are like a daughter to me. You must help me. What do you think of this big horse? You want to play the Greek trick? Perhaps, if this is a trick, only the mind of Odysseus could solve it. Only he can say, has the soldiers inside. You will take the Greek soldiers inside? I have a trick I'll taught to share. I know the Greeks. I'll speak as Priam with the rest. If they have practical resistance from that.
Helen circled the big horse, patting it and calling out in the voices of the wise the Greeks hadn't seen in 10 years. Inside the horse, the soldiers had to bite their hands and stuff their mouths full of cloth to keep from crying out.
Priam, this isn't a trick. Go on with the celebration.
When the city had partied itself to exhaustion and sleep, everything became quiet. Then there was the sound of a trap door being opened and the scuffling of feet. In a moment, the Greek warriors stood inside the city.
4 of you, go among the gates. The rest of you, find your friends, keep their weapons. Set as many fires as you can. That'll signal our ships that it's time to return.
The Greeks carried out their chores in deadly silence. By the time the Trojans awoke to the smell of smoke, it was already too late.
The city's in chaos. This must be the cause of the Greeks. Right you are.
Greek soldiers held the groggy Trojans at the bay until the gates burst open and it seemed like a flood of Greeks charged in Priam's city.
What followed was not pretty, but then again, war is always ugly. Many people, children, women, and men alike died at the hands of the victorious Greeks. Those who survived were forced into slavery. The Greek city of Troy, which had stood for so many years, was completely burned to the ground.
But there was one bright spot in all this horror. One Trojan soldier named Aeneas managed to survive the destruction along with his family. It was he who sailed away, and legend has it, he started a new city in the distant land of Italy. That city would one day be called Rome. As for Helen, she returned to Greece where she was reunited with her husband.
The end.